What's going on, Bourbon family? We are back at it again, ready to have some fun. Before we even get started though, real quick, I need to give a shout out to all my new patrons. So huge shout out to my man Danny, Larry, Gary, and Gene. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate the support. You guys are definitely, part of the reason why we're here today and able to make this work. So I really appreciate all the support to the Bourbon Judge. So thank you for that. And then also, again, for all my patrons, and then as well for everyone who watches the channel and subscribes as well. I do appreciate it. Which, by the way, I got to give a quick little dive into my analytics, as I always say. Half of the people watching the channel are not subscribed. So let's go ahead and just cut that out right now. How about you go ahead and hit that subscribe button? Just change it up. Just hit the subscribe button. It makes it that much easier for all of you out there. And then also, please make sure you drop me a comment and also hit the like button. All right. So today, we're going to go ahead and dive into Thomas S. More. So this one, I got to give another shout out to a long time, someone who's been watching me for a long time. Huge supporter of the channel. Always makes comments. Always drops comments, I should say, for each and every video, and just a big supporter. So huge shout out to Seption. Seption, I appreciate you. Thank you very much for the idea. Going back to when this first came out. So it came out in fourth quarter of 2020, but like in the beginning of this year, beginning of 2021, Seption's like, Bourbon Judge, get Thomas S. More lineup on the channel. She's like, I know you're a big 1792 guy. So, Seption, I'm sorry, I was a little bit late. You guys, you always know the Bourbon Judge sometimes is a little bit late to the party, but I finally got around to it. All right, so it is time. Let's go ahead and dive into it. So when you think about Thomas S. More, the first thing that probably comes to mind is, who the hell is Thomas S. More? So, long story short, when you think of let's call it the 1792 distillery as it exists today, the man who built that distillery, the original version of it, different name of course, back in 1889, was no other than Thomas S. More. So there's the back of the bottle, and this is on the front. So if you look at the front, you'll see the Bell of Nelson. That's the horse on the front. And I'll zoom in so you guys can see that. The Bell of Nelson. That was Thomas S. More's first sub-brand product, if you will, like a product line. That was the first sub-brand product line that he released. It was named after a famous Kentucky racehorse. So he obviously loved the racehorse and the whole story behind it. And he named his first sub-brand the Bell of Nelson. So obviously they opened up back in 1889. He produced bourbon all the way up until Prohibition, which we all know at Prohibition, what happened? Got the Heisman. Unfortunately, he went out of business, and the distillery, of course, obviously finally came back, and today is now known as Barton 1792. Folks, you guys know the Bourbon Judge loves some 1792 products, right? The bottled and bond, the full proof, the small batch, gosh, even Kirkland stuff. So the thought is, I should love this, right? We shall see. We shall see. All right. So when Barton came out with the three different versions back in fall of 2020. They came out with three different versions. You have here the Port Cask, which comes in at 98.9. You have the Chardonnay, which comes in at 97.9 proof. I should say proof, by the way. And you have the Cab Finish coming in at 95.3 proof. So all of them, your traditional 1792 products, age anywhere from the 6 to 8 year range. But then they're also aged an additional 1 to 3 years in their respective wine cask finish, right? So it's truly all in totality, it's about, let's call it anywhere from a 8, 9 to a 10, 11 year range from that perspective, right? Which is pretty cool. So that's pretty neat. Let me go ahead and just pour this real quick. Ugh. So I will say, I went ahead and opened this bad boy here, the Port Finish. But I've had these two actually at my buddy Michael's house, one of my cool friends, good guy, good buddy, bourbon buddy, if you will. I've had these two at his house, and I'll give some feedback on those in a little bit as well. But I will say these also all come in the $70 range. So MSRP is $70 across the board. Now, we all know every state, every province, depending on where you live, is always going to be different, right? We know that. We get it. However, it might be $5, $10 either way, but they're easily available, and at $70 to $75, it's affordable, but it's slightly on that pricier side. So the question is, for a 1792 top of the line Thomas Esmore product, is it A, worth the hunt, which they're easily available, so it's not too much of a hunt, but B, more important, is it really worth that price tag, that $70, $75 price tag, maybe even up to $80, depending on the tax where you live at. All right, let's go ahead and get into this bad boy. So again, this is the port finish. So from a color standpoint, nice. This is extremely dark, which makes sense, right? From that port, you got that wine finish. Extremely dark. This is like an extremely dark brown, like a very deep brown, if you will. Let's go ahead and get into the nose a little bit. Not bad. Not bad at all. I will say that. All right. So the one cool thing I should also say real quick is that 1792, when they put this out back in fall of 2020, they also announced that every fall they're going to come out with new releases. So, or new cask finishes, I should say. So it'll be interesting to see this fall. We're already in, August. It'll be very interesting to see this fall what new cask finishes will they come out with. Like, will they keep these three and then come out with some additional ones, or will they only come out with some brand new ones and kind of move these three to the side? That by itself should also be pretty interesting. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. So from the color standpoint, like we said, very deep, very rich brown. I do like that color though. Let's get into that nose. So the nose is not, it doesn't overwhelm you. It's not a nose that you're like, wow, this is calling my name. It's a very pleasant nose. It's well balanced. It has tons of like blackberries, almost like some notes of like plum in there as well. Some blackberries, some plums. You do smell like traditional bourbon in the background, a little bit of caramel, even some like very faint, like the traditional banana notes from a 1792 product. So you get some of the bananas, some of the caramel, but definitely a ton of like more plum, more berry, like blackberries and blueberries. More of like that wine finish, that port is definitely coming through. Well, hey, I say this each and every week, and I mean this each and every week. Peace, cheers, salute. I appreciate everyone out there. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for all the comments going back and forth. This is honestly the reason why I do the channel, just to kind of share my love of bourbon with you and then let you know whether or not if I think a bourbon that we're trying or a rye is worth you guys and gals going out and buying it. So let's see what this Thomas Esmore has to offer. Cheers, everyone. All right. Interesting. Let me see that again. 98.9 proof for a $70 to $75 bottle. Which the proof doesn't mean that it doesn't have to be, you know, not everything's based off of the proof, but we'll see. All right. That was all right. All right. Not bad. Not bad. Let me get a little bit more. All right. So the first thing, everything from the nose does transfer to the palate rather. It's a very all like the notes of like the plums, the blackberries. That port wine really stands out. The bourbon is in the background. They don't blend as well as you would like for it to be blended. It's really good. Let's just say that it's really good. I'll also say that the finish is here and then it slowly kind of fades away. That's unfortunate. It's here. It's a nice, good finish. It's consistent, but it only lasts for a couple seconds and it's gone. I mean, literally gone with the wind. So, Bourbon Judge, is this a buy or is it a straight up leave it on the shelf? Folks, the judgment is in, and this is a, oh man, I can't believe I want to say this. It's a no buy. I can't believe I said a 1792 product is a no buy. But hey, let me explain the reason why. And I'm always going to keep it real with you guys. Number one, is this a really good product? Absolutely, it is a really good product. And I actually enjoy it. I actually do like it. It's a good product. It's a good blend of the bourbon finish and the port finish. Like I said, I had these two at my buddy Michael's house. A lot of people didn't like, from other reviews that I've seen, or just, you know, people that I know in the bourbon world, didn't really care for this one here, the one in the middle, the Chardonnay cask. I actually thought it was okay. It was decent. It kind of reminded me of like a slightly slightly cheaper version of the Blood Oath Pack 7, right? The one that was finished in that Sauternes wine finish. It kind of reminded me of that, even though it's a Chardonnay. They're in that same kind of family. It was almost like that, but obviously only at $70 to $75. This one was pretty decent. This, I think, is actually the best of the three. To me, the reason why. So, Bourbon Judge, tell me the reason why. I honestly think it's overpriced. For $75, I want something that is just phenomenal. And when I think about other bourbons on the market that are finished in like a port or any type of wine finish that's a little bit cheaper and easier to find, that's also in the same 90 to 95 proof range, what comes to mind? I mean, there's a lot of options out there, but I'm going to give you two options that are just solid as a rock. I like that. All right, first one. Here, how about Woodinville, finished in a port cask, 90 proof. I got this for like, it was either 45 or 50 bucks. 50, 70, 75 technically with tax, because I got this in Maryland. 50, 75. I mean, to me, $25, I would save my money all day long and buy Woodinville. And the next one that blows these out of the category, literally out of the water, I should say, Chattanooga whiskey port finish, coming in at 95 proof. This is amazing. So, quick story. My buddy Brian from Beginning Bourbon, one of my good friends, you guys all know, I talk about him a lot. We exchange samples all the time, and he sent me a sample of this, not maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I quickly went out and got a bottle. I'm actually probably gonna crack this tonight, actually. This is phenomenal. A $45 bottle. I should have bought two. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, to be honest with you. But hey, it is what it is. Phenomenal product. $45, $75. $45, $75, $30, and for something that, in my opinion, is slightly better than actually, it is way better than this Thomas S. More product. I'm just saying, $17.92. I'm just saying, same thing, but even better, and at a more of a reasonable price. Folks, hey, I appreciate everyone out there. Thank you. Peace, cheers, salute. Talk to you guys and gals next time. Later.